Greetings. So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about SMS marketing, and let's just jump straight into it. So, we've got a screenshot over here $21,897.24 generated from SMS marketing in the last 30 days, which for this client accounted for about 16% of the total revenue that email generated. Klaviyo, so 131,000. So how do we get that? What are the things stopping us from sending a lot more SMS and all of that good stuff? So for this video, I actually put together the 5 most common questions about SMS marketing for e-commerce stores. So one question is SMS marketing still effective for e-commerce? So an interesting thing about this is often people ask the opposite question where like, is email still effective? Because a good email, it has a 20% open rate or higher in e-commerce. Email open 20%, and a good email click rate is 1% or above. Now with SMS, this jumps to an average. So this is a good email, okay? I mean, maybe you could argue like 30%, right? Like for opens. For SMS, an average open is 80%. And according to ChatGPT, it's 90% or higher. But, I like to underestimate and then over deliver, or under promise and then over deliver. And an average SMS click rate is like 10%, which is crazy. So that's a 10x increase. So like if you send 100 emails to a certain audience and then you send 100 SMS, the email will probably get, out of 100 emails sent, 1 click back to wherever you want people to go. And an average SMS will have 10, which might bring the question, why do you do email in the first place? Why don't you just do SMS? And that's a kind of like a resources based question. Like if you only want to do stuff that's good for ROI, yeah, by all means do SMS. But SMS is just less scalable than email because people are a lot more okay, especially in the US, to give away their email address and a lot less okay to give away their SMS number. And that's kind of like the make or break of SMS marketing, is generating enough leads. Because you're usually going to have a lot more email addresses than SMS. For example, on Shopify checkout, which is maybe your best source of leads for email and SMS subscribers to whom you can do retention marketing, email will be a required field and SMS will often be an optional field. And you probably don't want to have SMS as a required field in your checkout process because some people just don't want to give you their phone number and you don't want to miss out on sales, right? Another way to grow your SMS list is through pop-ups. And yeah, here we can see a very simple, like this is a new introduction by Klaviyo, by the way, where there would be a teaser, which for this client, it didn't make sense, but it can often make sense because it creates this yes ladder approach where, you ask for like a simple thing where people click on something and they don't have to give you anything. And because they already clicked on it, that has created this yes ladder psychological trigger in their mind where I already invested time into this, so I might as well give them my email address. So yeah, and then after that, and actually this isn't even my favorite one because in here we're not able to provide a discount, but yeah, join the club or whatever, you can ask for the phone number, and then they would normally need to confirm their subscription, but in here there's a one-time code which arrives immediately, and then they can confirm it. It's like a 6-digit one-time code, and then they can join the club. I actually don't like sign up as a call to action button, but it is what it is. So that's a very quick introduction. And if, let's say, you have an e-commerce store and you make 100K per month and you only have email marketing set up based on all of these flows and all of the stuff that I talked about already in the channel. If you haven't checked out, for example, I have a video called the 3 best flows. Make sure to check that out. If you have those set up, then you can start thinking about SMS marketing. Very simple to enable it, especially in the US and Canada, but Klaviyo is introducing new countries every I don't know, quarter or quite often. So that's a good thing. And then you can enable SMS marketing, and then you can have these nice results. The first thing I would start with is a simple SMS for abandoned carts, because that's going to be just the highest ROI. You will see some good results in there. Make sure to create a conditional split like in here in this next slide. Here we go. So you got to add, and this is what you can see here, this live thing. For podcast listeners, there's an email at the bottom of this, at the beginning, sorry, of this abandoned cart flow. And then after that, you add a conditional split with the condition that they can receive SMS, wait 1 hour, and then you can send the SMS. Actually, something that I'm testing is for them to wait until like 10 a.m. or something, because there are some regulations that there are quiet hours, for example, for SMS. So you can send before 8 a.m. and I think after 10 p.m., something along those lines. So if your SMS falls into that category, then you're gonna have less SMS skipped, which is super important. So yeah, make sure you do it that way. And yes, you can see these quiet hours set up in here if you're watching this video. The last couple of minutes of this quick introduction, I wanted to talk about some of the other questions that often come up. So how often should I send SMS campaigns to my customers? So just before you send campaigns, I would really recommend you just set up one SMS for abandoned cart, and then one maybe post purchase, or on this like welcome series, this pop up that I showed, they should definitely be receiving something. So a welcome flow would be nice. And those three automated SMS are enough for a couple weeks, 2, 3 weeks. Just let them run, let them warm up. Your SMS numbers work similar to email domains, where you got to warm it up a little bit. It would look really weird uh, if you never sent any SMS to anyone, you just set it up and then you send to a list of 100,000 people. That's going to look weird. Okay. So with these carriers, so you want to avoid doing that and scale it up. So when it comes to sending your first campaign, yeah, like I personally wouldn't send to more than 10,000 people on the first campaign. Try to do less than that on the very first one, and then after that, if the engagement numbers are really good, then you can go ahead. Um, there are similar segmentation techniques. For example, in my how to use segments video that I use for another video on this channel. If you're not on YouTube, just search my name. There's going to be links everywhere. Um, and there's a video about this. Super important to know. Uh, and yeah, after that, and then when you start sending campaigns, I would do like one a month or maybe two, and then you can go from there. So yeah, I mean, those are like just the first very important things you should know about SMS. What types of SMS messages work? So even Klaviyo, that's something interesting. Even Klaviyo recommends you not to use like MMS or like images in your SMS or making them too long. The best SMS in terms of ROI is something less than 160 characters. And yeah, if you use emojis, then special characters, then 70 characters. So you're really limited if you do all of this fancy stuff. And you're going to pay twice if your character limit is over 160, or even more if it's, more than 160 times two or something along those lines. So yeah, those are just the best SMS that I've seen. Fancy fails, simple scales, as per usual on this account. Just tell them a main thing, provide a link. It will be shortened. Add them an option to stop to opt out, and then you're going to be good to go. And you should have some really high converting SMS messages. So that was about it for this video. If you got this far, make sure you send a comment. I got to 907, and yeah, make sure to like and engage and comment and all of that good stuff. I would really, really appreciate it, and it could help some other people too. So much love. Thank you. Bye.